Sports, 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 Game of Thrones, Star Wars, and sports, 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 sports.
Yes! I can't believe this happened. And if you know what time it is, you see what time it is. The Sixers complete the greatest trade in franchise history by trading for Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics. A trade that nobody seen coming. They trade him for a couple of first rounds and a couple second rounds 5-6 years from now. It doesn't even matter right now. We're to talk about living in the present right now. And the 76ers, excuse me, I'm so excited I forgot to put my headphones on. The 76ers have figured out how how to make themselves relevant again. They have figured out how to become contenders for the NBA championships after watching New York Knicks win it and seeing the way they play with dominance throughout the whole playoffs. The 76ers, I can't believe this. But Gansby has been in his seat not even 30 days. His ink hasn't even dried. He's barely put his nameplate on his door office, and he's already making big moves. He's already made moves better than Daryl Morley or any of the Colangelo brothers we had. I can't believe this happened. This happened. I'm in a pool yesterday, and I'm actually, real side note, I'm watching Game of Thrones House of the Dragon, Season 3, Episode 2, and Rhaenyra is about to chop off my man Otto's head. I've already watched the episode twice. I gotta watch it the third time. And it's just like she literally takes there, and Daemon Targaryen, Otto says, Daemon, do it. Spare me from my neck getting hacked. And he pulls out his sword. He gives it to Rhaenyra. I'm like, oh yeah, his neck's about to get hacked. And right in the middle of that, Sham's, trade alert comes up. And so I'm like, what's this? Jaylen Brown into 76ers. I said, no way, this is a hoax. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe that this happened. We are getting a premier top 5 NBA player, NBA Finals MVP, score. Jaylen Brown can do it all. He can do it all. He can defend. He can score. He can dribble. He's a leader. He's smart. His basketball IQ is one of the highest in the NBA. Let's not undermine that. I'm so beside myself. This is a trade nobody seen coming. And why would the Boston Celtics? Why would the Boston Celtics do that? I mean, here it is. We just defeated you about 45 days, maybe 2 months ago in the first round. And I know there's a lot of rumblings with him and, the organization being unhappy with him and him possibly wanting out. But never in a million years did I think it would be Philadelphia 76ers, a team in your division, a rivalry, a team that you naturally hated for over 40, 50 years. This rivalry has been going on. And it's looked like it's starting to become rekindled. It looks like there's a little bit of hate, that little bit of Boston-Philadelphia grudge is starting to come back. And you trade him. You trade him to a team that's only one player, that was just one player away from being contenders. And here it is. The 76ers get Jaylen Brown. Now, on the side of this, too, real quick, I'll just make mention of this, and we'll get right back to the Jaylen Brown. The day before, they signed Dean Wade, 6'9" forward from Cleveland, another Gansby guy, defensive guy, shoots the open three about 35%. This guy played really good defense against Jalen Brunson in the playoffs. I like it. For the money that the 76ers had, and for what they got, I like Dean Wade. I do. I think he's a good fit. He'll fit on all right, rotating player. Also, forgot to mention the package and all excitement. Bye-bye, Paul George.
Bye-bye.
Anybody seen any of my post podcast about Paul George, already knew I was not a fan. I don't like the guy's demeanor. I don't think he takes basketball 110% seriously. I think he came to Philadelphia. It was a payday. And then he got a rude awakening once he realized how seriously he took basketball and what it means to us, and that you're not just going to sit around, collect a check, and do a podcast when you should be out there on the court. I think this is a wonderful trade. Boston could go have Paul George in his 50 games that he may play. Okay, he's also old. It's more wear and tear. I don't understand this trade by Boston. I'm not a GM. Neither am I trying to figure out this trade. But I just know that we got rid of a one bad contract. Thank goodness. And we bought in a premier superstar. What does this mean for Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and VJ Edgecombe? It means that the load is not as heavy. Now, we all know somewhere down the line, Joel Embiid is going to get hurt. It's just inevitable. He's going to play his 35, maybe 40 games this year. But it's okay because the big worry was Tyrese Maxey may not be able to carry this team for long periods of time. But a guy like Jaylen Brown, who played without Jason Tatum pretty much all last year, pretty much the playoffs up to the last game of the season when Jason Tatum wasn't able to play, he carried it. He carried the Boston Celtics to the second best record in the conference by himself. He will have help. Now, you will have Joel Embiid. You will have VJ Edgecombe, who has showed in his rookie year that he's ready to be a star in this league. Jimmy Butler gave him ups, and that says a lot. And you have Tyrese Maxey, already a proven guard, one of the fastest guys, best handle, shoot on a dime. I mean, Jaylen Brown is also getting the most help he's ever had, ever in his career. Now, the people are worried about, well, what about ball distribution, and will Jaylen Brown be happy? He's never had to share it. Listen, after a certain point in your career, you actually welcome the help. You know, I think young in your career, you want to do it all. You want to prove to the league you're the man. Everybody wants to be their own LeBron James, Michael Jordan. But then after a while, you start playing smart, like LeBron did. LeBron says, listen, I can't do this by myself. I'll admit it. I'm not Jordan. So I went and got help. And that's what Jaylen Brown, I think, will realize. I think is realizing with Joel Embiid. You're past your prime of your career. You can't do it by yourself. You need help. And that's exactly what Gansby went out and did for the team, for organization. You want to make a good impression as a GM, your first 30 days, go trade for one of the top 3 players in the NBA. That's a pretty good impression. Gansby got my approval, and so far, I give him an A+ for doing a great job. The Dean Wade signing was a great signing for depth. And this, of course, this is the greatest 76er trade of all time. I kind of thought the James Harden trade was really good given the situation. Ben not playing, causing a big distraction. James Harden kind of running out of town already. Given for what he got, Morey did pretty good with that trade. James Harden did produce in the regular season what he did what James Harden does and kind of disappears in the playoffs. I am beside myself with this trade. I can't stop talking about it. I can't stop. Like, oh my God, 82 games worth of just excitement, man. 41 home games, man. I can only imagine what the season ticket sales are like right now. I mean, we're talking about 3, possibly 4 superstars. Knowing that VJ Edgecombe will become a superstar. I think this dude has superstar potential, and he showed it last year. Man, he almost reminds me like a little small Jaylen Brown. This is just such good news for the 76ers. Now, the biggest thing, this team stays healthy. I think they have enough stars on their team. If 1 or 2 players go down, you have the other couple to kind of carry over until everybody gets back. This automatically puts the 76ers, I think, as the second or no worse than the 3rd best team in the East. You got to give the respect to New York. New York won the championship. But when you start looking past that, I mean, Cleveland got swept. They lost their man. You know what I mean? So they no longer have the guy that was controlling the helm, Gansby, behind it. When you have a good GM making good moves, you can never not include him as far as the team progressing and the team getting what they need. I think Cleveland's still a very good team. Boston now losing Jaylen Brown, and I know Jason Tatum is the man, but remember, he's coming off an Achilles injury. We don't know how well he'll be starting next season. Boston has to now be maybe the 3rd or 4th best team. The 76ers have automatically put themselves into championship contender overnight. Amazing. Just yesterday, before the trade went down, I'm sitting here thinking, how long is this team going to be in the hole? How long? And in my head, I'm like, well, I guess we got no choice but to live out these contracts. Nobody's going to trade for Paul George. Wrong, Sean. Nobody's going to trade for Joel Embiid. Maybe, maybe not. And there's no way in the world we were going to get LeBron James. That may not be entirely true. The power of players have switched to the East. LeBron comes east from LA. Kawhi comes east from LA. Ja Morant goes to the Portland Trail Blazers, which really doesn't switch anything. He still has things he needs to prove. He needs to show that he mentally focused on basketball 110%. That's a little Ja Morant side note. Yes, I mean, Austin Reeves gets the biggest contract given to somebody who's never been drafted. I mean, if you think about it, the East may be where the power's at. Now LeBron is sitting back saying, where would I settle in at? Knowing that he's willing to take the league minimum. If that really is true, the Sixers are a true contender for LeBron to land. Now, will they land it? More likely not. I think he ends up somewhere in Miami or Cleveland where he's more comfortable, where he knows he's going to win a championship. But not for nothing, this does nothing but attract other stars. Or, you don't need any more stars, it attracts other players to the team. This is such a good move for the 76ers. Jaylen Brown's a guy that's healthy. He's going to play 70-plus games a year, which is huge. The 76ers are just right now sitting on top of the NBA world. Man, if you want to call them paper champions, if you want to crown them that, I don't care. All I know is that my team went from irrelevant to relevant all in 24 hours. And if you're a 76er fan, now's the time to get excited. Let's go 76ers. 10, 9, 8, 76ers. Let's go. We got Jaylen Brown, baby. Yo, let's go.